Hello, welcome to a quick presentation on how to correct a previously paid AP purchase invoice. So the requirement for this is that there can be an AP purchase invoice which has been wrongly posted in a period but has already been paid. So how are you going to correct the transaction in order for the AP purchase invoice to be posted correctly and eventually pay it? All right, so in this presentation, we will be looking at the various assumptions, transactions, and corrections, and a bit of screens as well for reconciliations and other notes. So with the assumptions, we have here two AP purchase invoices. So the first AP purchase invoice is amounting to $100. And assuming that it was actually posted on the 3rd of January 2024, which should have been like the 3rd of January 2023, while the second AP purchase invoice is amounting to $50 and posted correctly on the 3rd of January 2023. So an AP payment amounting to 150, which is 100 plus 50, has been made on the 6th of January 2023. And in this assumption, we will be voiding the payment on the date of 06 of January 2023, while the reversal will be done on the original um, posting date of the wrong invoice. So AP purchase invoice was posted right on the 3rd of January 2024. So we would reverse as well on that date. And as what you will notice in here, that the payment has been made on the 6th of January for an invoice dated, let's say, a year after. It's all because we would assume that in this demo that the payment date must be greater than their AP purchase invoice date. So this is a preference that is available in the configure accounts payable screen, that it is advisable, or it is a best practice to have it enabled, so we will prevent any um, payment that is being done ahead of the AP purchase invoice date. All right, so have a look at the transactions and corrections. So I have here the first AP purchase invoice. So this was erroneously posted on the 3rd of January 2024, as what you will see in here. So that would be amounting to $100. Well, the second invoice, as what we said, was posted correctly, which is on the 3rd of January 2023 for $50. So AP payment in here. So this is just a screen basically upon posting of the payment. So as what we can see in here, I'd like to highlight that the payment was done on the 6th of January 2023 for the two invoices amounting to $150. All right, so with a void of AP payment and reverse the first AP purchase invoice. So as what you can see in here, so this is a multi-currency transaction, a multi-currency demo instance that I have. So if that's the case, avoiding will be available through the bank register. So with the bank register in there, you will see that this is the payment that we processed earlier, 150. So you have the void link in here. So once this has been checked, you will be led to this screen. So with the void payment date, we will be voiding it based on the original payment date, which is the 6th of January 2023, and reverse as of. We would reverse this AP purchase invoice, same date as what was originally used to post it, so which is the 3rd of January 2024. So you will see in here reverse as of that date, which is in the future, while the void payment date was the original payment date. All right. So once you post this void in it, so if you have a look at the bank register again for that same date, which is the 6th of January 2023, you will see in there the adjustment basically. So 150 minus 150 in there. So you will notice that the debit and credit sides are now like zero already because we already voided the payment. All right, so now we have this is just a screen of once the AP purchase invoice has been reversed. So you have here the GL posting date. We mentioned earlier that it was actually the original posting date, which is the 3rd of January 2024, and it has the status of, reversal in it. And now we have to recreate because that invoice has already been reversed upon voiding of the payment. So we would recreate the first AP purchase invoice to the correct date, which is the 3rd of January 2023. So as what you can see here, that's the date that's being um, indicated. So what would happen now is that since we reversed the payment, so the payment was, or the original payment was referring to two AP purchase invoices, right? Which is the first AP invoice, which we corrected. So this would be available for payment. And since the payment was reversed for the second AP purchase invoice as well, that would be available for payment again. So what will happen here now is that we can process the payment. So AP payment, and here we process AP payment posted on the 6th of January. So you would do the payment again for the corrected first AP purchase invoice plus the cleared second AP purchase invoice in there with the correct dates, which is the 6th of January 2023. And you would probably have processed the original payment via EFT or ABA. But this one, if this is um, just to process the payment really, and maybe the origin, there's actually a new AP purchase invoice has to be created for audit purposes. That's why we had to recreate the first AP purchase invoice. And in order to record the payment, you can just make use of the payment method as record transfer. So the mere purpose of this one here is that we won't be triggering any ABA again because you already processed that earlier, correct? For the same date, it was just so happened that earlier payment was referring to one of the invoices dated or bearing the wrong GL posting date. So this time we already corrected the AP purchase invoice date, and now we can process the payment. But then again, not to trigger any ABA file generation, you can just make use of other payment methods like record transfer. All right, so in this case, we'll be using that payment method record transfer and just make sure that we have the correct date in there. So we will see here the first AP invoice new, which we recreated earlier, and the second AP invoice, actually, which was the original one. But since the payment was reversed or voided, then it's now available for payment again. All right. So we processed the payment. So let's have a look at the bank register. So if you run the bank register as of 0601, you will see in there, the original payment and the void being made and the latest payment that we did, right? Which would be the record transfer. So what you will see here is 150. So a credit to your bank, which is like a payment of 150. So that's what we would like to achieve basically, right? Which is like a deduction in your bank register. So you can do it in your bank reconciliation. And let's have a look as well for the other, maybe AP register report, or let's start with supplier aging report in here. So if I run the report with these parameters as of 06 January 2023, based on GL posting date for that particular supplier, you will see in here that the supplier aging report is already zero. It's all because um, even the corrected first AP purchase invoice has already been paid together with the correct second purchase invoice. So as of that date, nothing was to be paid to this supplier. All right. So another report as well is the AP Ledger report. So if you run that report as of 31st of January 2023, so assuming that there are no other transactions aside from the ones that we mentioned earlier, so 31st of January 2023 for that supplier again, I have this location because it's multi-based currency. And as of based on the GL posting date, you will see in here that the AP ledger would actually show a zero balance. So similar to, that's a good thing because this would actually match your customer or supplier aging rather. Supplier aging is showing zero balance to be paid and the AP ledger report. Um, as zero balance as well. All right, just a few notes in here. So, yep, so it is your, as a consultant, it is your responsibility to assess if this addresses the customer requirement. And yeah, definitely feel free to make the necessary changes, and any troubleshooting will be owned by you. And I'll be including this recording as well for your reference in the future. Hope this quick demonstration helps. Thank you.